Hey, I am back. Ike Ray in this video sharing some information concerning eclipses. And we have a couple of eclipses coming up. One at the end of the month, I think March 25th, and that one on April the 8th. So I'm here to share a little information, especially for the newbies, those that's been on the path maybe 5 years or less, and maybe even 8 years or less, depending on where your studies are. um, Concerning these eclipses. You have mainstream media um, caught up in the hoopla now, trying to, encourage the people to get out there and experience this eclipse energy. And this is very dangerous energy for you to tap into. I'm going to share a little mythology concerning this so you know what I'm talking about. But, these elites, or so-called elites, they're utilizing eclipse energy as well as your energy, those who participate in these events, to further their agenda. They tap into wicked energy to push their wicked agendas. And these eclipses, as I'm going to share the information with you concerning eclipses, this is what they're hoping for: millions of people to tap into this energy so they can further their own agenda, because their time is up. They're pretty much done, but they're still pressing forward on locking you down and trying to create a new form of slavery. You know what I'm saying? So they need all the energy that they can harness. And these next two eclipses, they're banking on your participation so they can tap into it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to share a little information concerning the from the Kemetic perspective, and a few others, but mainly the Kemetic or the Egyptian perspective concerning the evil dragon Apep, who you see the god Set is slain. Also, the cat goddess in the form of Basset also slays the wicked dragon Apep. You see here the god Set protecting the sun god, now in the form of Horus or Heru, with the solar disk over his head. So we have here Apopus, also known as Apep, the great serpent, enemy of the sun god Ra in ancient Egyptian religion. The sun was Ra's great bark, which sailed through the sky from dawn to dusk and then descended into the underworld. As it sailed through the darkness, it was attacked by Apophis or Apep, who sought to kill Ra and prevent sunrise. On board the great ship, a number of different gods and goddesses are depicted in different eras, as well as the justified dead, and all of these help fend off the serpent. Ancient Egyptian priests and laymen would engage in rituals to protect Ra and destroy Apophis, and through these observances link the living with the dead and the natural order as established by the gods. Apophis never had a formal cult and was never worshipped, but he would feature in a number of tales dealing with his efforts to destroy the sun god and return order to chaos. Apophis is also associated with earthquakes, thunder, darkness, storms, and death. It is sometimes linked with the later god Set, also associated with chaos, disorder, storms, and darkness. Set was originally a protector god, however, and appears a number of times as the strongest of the gods on board the sun god's bark, defending the ship against Apophis. You have to understand here, depending on where your level of study is, there's two Sets in the mythology, and there's two Horuses or two Herus. The earlier Set is connected with the star Sirius and is often depicted as the power behind the sun god Ra, or the power behind the sun, or Sirius, the sun behind the sun. And Heru is also Heru the Elder in the earlier, older, more ancient Egyptian texts. His consort is Het Heru. Later on in the mythologies, now you have Horus the child, and you have Set, consort of Nephthys, along with his sisters and brothers Asar, Isis, and of course Heru. So the older form of Set here served as a protector of the sun god. The Egyptians believed that all nature was imbued with divinity, and this, of course, includes the sun, which gave life. Eclipses and cloudy days were concerning because it was thought the sun god was having problems bringing his ship back up to the sky. This caused the problem. The cause of the problem is always Apophis, who has somehow gotten the better of the gods on board. During the latter part of the New Kingdom era, the text known as the Book of Overthrown Eclipses was set down from earlier oral traditions in which, according to Egyptologist Jerry Pinch, the most terrifying deities in the Egyptian pantheon were evoked to combat the chaos serpent and destroy all aspects of his being, such as his body, his name, his shadow, his magic. Priests acted out this unending war by drawing pictures and making models of Apophis. They were cursed and then destroyed by stabbing, trampling, and burning. Long before the text was written, however, the ritual was enacted. No matter how many times Apophis was defeated and killed, he always rose again to life and attacked the sun god's boat. The most powerful gods and goddesses would defeat the serpent in the course of every night, but during the day, the sun god sailed slowly across the sky. Apophis regenerated and was ready again by dusk to resume the war. In the text known as the Book of Gates, the goddess Isis, Nid, Serket, assisted by other deities, capture Apophis, restrain him in nets, held down by monkeys, which represented by the sons of Heru, the great earth god Geb, where he was then chopped into pieces. The next night, though, the serpent was whole again and awaiting for the bark of the sun when it enters the underworld. Although the gods were all powerful, they needed all the help they could get when it came to Apophis. The justified dead who had been admitted to paradise are often seen on the celestial ship, heaven to defend it. Spell 80 of the coffin text enables the deceased to join in the defense of the sun god and his ship. Set as noted earlier as one of the first to drive Apophis off with his spirit club, the serpent god Mehan is also seen on board, springing at Apophis to protect Ra. The Egyptian board game Mehan, in fact, is thought to have originated from Mehan's role aboard the Sunbar. Along with the souls of the dead, however, the living also played a part. Egyptologist Margaret Bonson describes the ritual. Each morning, the sun rose again and moved across the sky, and watching it, the people would know they played a part in the God's victory over the forces of darkness and chaos. The first act of the priests in the temples across Egypt was the ritual of lighting of the fire, which reenacted the first sunrise. This was performed just before dawn in defiance of Apophis' desire to snuff out the light of creation and return to darkness. Following light of fire came the second most important morning ritual, drawing the bolt, in which high priests unlocked and opened the doors to the inner sanctum where the god lived. These two rituals had to do with Apophis lighting the fire, calling upon the light of creation to empower Ra, and drawing the bolt woke the god of the temple from sleep to dawn, defending the bark of the sun against the great serpent. The Egyptians assembled in the temples to make images of the serpent in wax. They spat upon the image, burned them, mutilated them. Cloudy days or storms were sign that Apophis was gaining ground, and solar eclipses were particular times of terror for the Egyptians, as they were interpreted as a sign of Ra's demise. The sun god emerged victorious each time, however, and the people continued their prayers and their anthems. So even though Apophis, maybe 3 or 4 times out the year, was successful in swallowing up Ra, he had to spit him out. So each time that he swallowed the sun god, this is known as the eclipse. You don't tap into this type of wicked energy. The wicked so-called elitists, they're going to harness as much of this energy as they can to push their agenda. The more people participate in this madness, the more energy they can harness. The last time a lot of people gathered during an eclipse, COVID happened. The pandemic happened. And how has that turned out? You know what I'm saying? It's not funny, but I'm just saying though. So for the newbies on the path, you want to shy away from connecting with this energy at all. So also in the book, I'm going to share from the Healing Gods of the Ancient Civilization by Walter Addison Jane. It says here, gods also suffer from disease. God suffers from maladies in the same manner as men, and when ill, they apply to their fellow divinities for help, as Horus and Set and Heliopolis. Ra had certain diseases of the eye, assumed to have been symbolic of eclipses. Together with other ailments, came near death when a scorpion stung his heel. Isis was also afflicted with an abscess of the breast following the birth of Horus, and Horus suffered from headache and eternal pains. Not only had dysentery and also anal weakness, but would have lost his life from a scorpion sting had it not been for the prompt help of Isis and Thoth. So we also have deities suffering from illnesses, but more importantly here concerning this video, Ra, his affliction of his eye was known as an eclipse. You don't want to tap into eclipse energy. You know what I'm saying? So we also have here Rahu, the beheaded Asura in the Hindu tradition. Yet another tradition that talks about an evil dragon serpent trying to swallow up the sun. The Sebutu of ancient Mesopotamia. There's another tradition that talks about an evil serpent trying to swallow up the sun. Skull and Hati of the Norse mythology. Here we have the trickster god who managed to father the ultimate world-consuming serpent, the queen of the underworld, and a god-slain giant wolf. The wolf, Fefre, spawned the eventual doom of both the sun and the moon in the Lupine Duo scroll of Hati. Yet another tradition that talked about an evil serpent trying to swallow up the sun in the form of an eclipse. You don't want to tap into eclipse energy. This is bad energy. I used to do this myself out of ignorance many years ago. But, once I got more information, more study, more connecting with the soul, connecting with the divine feminine energy, guiding me towards, the information I need to further elevate myself, elevate consciousness, I was guided towards this information in terms of not tapping into eclipse energy. Here you hear major, powerful deities on board the celestial ship of the god Ra protected him from the evil dragon Apep or Apopis. Now, if there was any benefit to tapping into lunar eclipse energy, the ancient people would have done so. Remember, these are the masters of magic. When you study time cycles or you study enough, you learn about the 12,000 scrolls of the Magi. You learn about the 700,000 scrolls contained in the Egyptian temples and various temples in the ancient world containing magical knowledge. These people wrote the books on magic. Unlike today, we're dealing with fragments and a lot of watered down information. We are not even close to the magical knowledge of the ancient people. They were not tapping into lunar eclipse energy. These days, with a lack of information and a decline in consciousness, we're doing a lot of things out of ignorance now. And connecting with eclipses, among other things, is a no-no. So the newbies on the path, I strongly advise against doing any type of magical work during this eclipse time. Simply sit back, observe, take your long bubble bath for the weekend, binge watch something on Netflix or whatever app you got. You don't want to tap into this chaotic energy. And I got popping sounds in my room right now, so I guess that's as they say, ashe from the ancestors concerning this topic. So here we have the scholarship of M. Bonson in this book, Encyclopedia of Ancient Egypt. We have Religion and Magic in Ancient Egypt by R. David. We have Geraldine Pinch, Egyptian Mythology, A Guide to the Gods and Goddesses and Traditional Ancient Egypt. She also has an awesome book, Magic in Ancient Egypt. Awesome book, breaking out a lot of information we just finished talking about. There's also a book, Hadar Rising, The Power of the Goddess in Ancient Egypt by A. Roberts. We also have the Oxford History of Ancient Egypt by I. Shaw, and also Ancient Egypt by D.P. Silverman. Have a lot of these tales concerning the gods fighting off the evil dragons, Apep, and also many other cultures that you will find that they was not tapping into eclipse energy of no source. So I tell you, if you appreciated this video, share this video, subscribe to the channel, hit that like button, and especially the fellow for the newbies on the path. You know, you got anybody in your circle that's fresh on the path, you know, learning, share this video, get this information out. You really don't want to tap into the energy, your so-called wicked elite. I mean, look at that video. I saw this video. I guess I'm late out of the loop in terms of that video I saw recently in China where they pretty much got these folks under straight up tyranny. I mean, they got their blood, they got the way they walk. A camera can simply scan you, and if you're found guilty of some type of crime such as jaywalking, they take money automatically out of your account. Your so-called social credit score drops, and you can't travel, you can't eat certain stuff, you can't play video games if that's anything relevant. I mean, they are under total tyranny in China. So these people are going to utilize this eclipse energy to further that wicked agenda they want to push as many places as they can. So I can only advise you. I can't tell you what to do. I can strongly advise against connecting at all with this eclipse energy of this month, as well as next month or any other month. You want to shy away from it. You're connected with the sun god, the creator and light sustaining principle of the cosmos, being swallowed up by negativity. You don't want to tap into that. And I know, there are some books about Apophis and Apep, supposed to tap into the energy for transformation, blah, blah, blah. I read all those books many years ago. Ain't no power there. In fact, there's a panel that reads every book that hits Amazon. There's a panel over there in Europe, I guess, with the connected with the Church of Catholic Church. There's a panel that reads every book that hits Amazon. They ain't letting no real magic hit Amazon.com. There's some good information. There's some useful information. But you ain't tapping into nothing not even close to what the ancient Magi's of ancient times tapped into, utilizing their magical knowledge. You know what I'm saying? You're going to have to connect with yourself, with your soul of yourself, and be guided towards those teachers that have that next level magical knowledge and information. This information will help elevate your own consciousness, your own spiritual growth and evolution. Connect with the soul first, and you'll be guided to him or her that's on the planet. Sometimes the information could be kind of costly. Remember, magical knowledge was reserved for the wealthy, the magi, the priests, the priestesses, the pharaohs. Regular Joe Blow people that have, a lot of magical knowledge. They went to the priests, they went to the priestesses to get talismans, amulets, all that stuff made for them. So if you come across someone that has the information and it's a bit out of your price range, level yourself up to get that work. That's your initiation. We ain't in the temples no more being initiated. So level yourself up to get what you want. You know what I'm saying? Utilize what you already got. I teach about the runes all the time. Utilize runic energies, mudras, sound therapy. Level yourself up to what you want. You know what I'm saying? Connect more so with your ancient ancestors. Connect more so with a God force that dwells within you, as opposed to your own human ego, your own human will. Connect with those higher forces within yourself. Connect with your own God self. Connect with a deity. Connect with your more ancient ancestors and ask them to supply the information you need to elevate yourself. Don't shy away from nothing. Don't allow nothing to be beyond your grasp, no matter what it is. If it's a $3,500 book, $5,000 book, if you know this information is going to help you evolve yourself, level yourself up to get the information. Don't shy away from nothing. Get the tools you need to overcome the restrictive thinking, the sounds, the mudras, the symbols, all this help accelerate this process, and you get the information, you get the tools you need to evolve yourself. You know what I'm saying? Don't shy away from nothing. So again, hope you benefited from this information. If so, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this information with those on your frequency that may appreciate this warning from the ancients, the divine feminine, the holy elders. Like, share this information, especially with the newbies. Don't connect with this energy. Man, I can't tell you what to do. I strongly advise against not doing anything at all during that time. Netflix and chill, take your long boat bath, listen to some music, do something other than connect with that energy. If you have any questions, give me a holla, send me a message. I'll get back with you as soon as I can. Until next time, peace.